Oh, he gonna go to jail anyway, but we gonna use this money to do something else.
Yes, they were
Yep.
doing
This in the
So you can
movie.
help your family out and your wife and your kids while you're gone.
Yep.
Try to sweet talk him into
They
sacrificing his
they was
motherfucking
willing to
self.
sacrifice him
Yep.
so they could have the money that was raised for themselves.
Yep. Ain't talking about, so you gonna give it to this cracker. He like, whoa, 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 whoa. That,
I got another Tommy Sotomayor all-star panel reaction. Karmelo Anthony received 35 years. The story is nationwide, probably worldwide. All right. Now what they're gonna do is they're gonna react to the parents, and they pretty much gonna highlight the way the parents handled the whole situation. Should he have even went to trial? What did they do with the money? Did they spend it? We don't know. Let's get into it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hype the video. Be back in a minute.
I want to spend $5 million to get a new top lawyer for Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo was actually sentenced to 35 years in prison for self-defense and must endure 17 and a half years before he can apply for parole. This is simply too disgusting. This is not justice at all. This is the court taking a 17-year-old boy of color to make an example out of him. That day, it was raining heavily outside. Karmelo just went into a rest tent to hide from the rain, and as a result, he was surrounded and humiliated by Austin and that group of white school team stars. And driven away a full 15 times, it was Austin who first made a move and pushed him. Karmelo was all alone facing them at the time. He was in extreme fear, afraid of being beaten by this group of people. He only pulled out a weapon for self-defense just to protect himself. If it were switched to a white kid being cornered by a group of black people and taking out a weapon, those people in the court would absolutely immediately rule this as self-defense. Even when his mother Kala cried her heart out and begged bitterly in the court, they completely ignored it. They don't want to find out the truth at all. They just want to use a heavy sentence to destroy this boy's future.
Shit. At least we know she can read.
So
That's why you have to hit him with
but he's in jail. So to bring it all the way back to Karmelo Anthony in both cases, what I'm
absolutely
Tommy understand what I'm trying to, like, you feel me? In both cases, justice was served. I don't understand.
That's what I said. Like, me and Melanie sit up here hearing all this.
Yeah.
But it sounds like I know I don't want to be pro-black. But listen to what she said. She said it sounds exactly what like Karmelo did. If we're gonna say Karmelo put himself in position to start shit, then don't we have to say the same thing about Chud?
Yeah,
absolutely.
But the question is then, why is it so many of us black people saying Karmelo's wrong, but then white people are backing?
Because they racist. That's racist. I mean, you can't change racism. You can't change.
So what do we do though? Wait. So the question becomes, what do we do? And I know Brian got his finger up too, so I want all y'all too. I'm just throwing it up. What do we do then if we see they love to still bring up O.J. Simpson is a killer? They don't bring up Robert Blake or no white people who did worse. They love to say Barry Bonds did steroids. They don't bring up Mark McGuire. They don't bring up none of these motherfucking whites who got caught doing it. If we acknowledge our wrong and our people, it means we lose when they don't acknowledge theirs.
Yeah.
Why does it matter though? We can't dictate them. They got everything. Why am I trying to dictate something for people who got everything? We have to operate with emotional intelligence. I can't sacrifice my emotional intelligence because niggas need somebody to back them up, like be behind them. I can't do that. And the average black person that has emotional intelligence would never do that. A spade is a spade. I can't worry about white people. They got every fucking thing. You can't worry about somebody that got it.
You racist. Why you call black people spades?
I'm just saying, you can't worry about people who have every fucking thing. We can't worry about that. But I can worry about how we raise our children, how we operate with our children, how we hold each other accountable. I can't follow you into the dark just because you a nigga. I can't do that.
You that nigga. Tommy's point, what he's getting at is there is an opportunity for solidarity. So with the solidarity of what we need to do, number one, like how they gave all that money to Chud Builder, they gave a ton of money for Karmelo.
He said Chud Builder.
What do we do now? That's the thing. It should have been, hey, Karmelo, you fucked up. However, We got a strong enough war chest instead of buying a fucking bigger house. Let's get you off on manslaughter and let's make this deal, as opposed to thinking we just right because that's how we feel. You have to look at the evidence, and sometimes you got to take a L in order to get the W.
I agree with him 110%. Like, you really got to recognize when the cards is stacked against you. All right, you got to recognize when the cards are stacked against you. I understand you don't want to go to prison at all. Nobody wants to go to prison, and you want to fight the case and fight the charges. You want to walk up out of there, but you got to look at got to look at the act. Like, the boy lost his life. There's no way, you know what I mean? You got to look at, you're going to do time. So I think what they should have really did was get the civil rights activists up out of there and get some real criminal trial attorneys in there, all right, to defend that boy. And maybe he wouldn't be doing the time. Maybe they would have said, listen, you need to go ahead and take 10 years and plead to manslaughter and get up out of there in 5 to 10 years, as opposed to now having to do 35 years, sentence for murder 1, and now you got to do 17 years before you see the light of day again. Sometimes you got to just lay down. You got to take the L in order to get the W.
There's no fucking way I would let my kid take a chance at 35 fucking years or 20 years or 25 years.
He run around with knives. They don't love him no way.
I knew exactly when I knew when I knew that he escalated, I would have been like, look.
Did they overplay their hand though, Brian?
Yes, that's all I was just about to get to.
It wasn't about him.
They went full retard. What they should have did was hey, look, district attorney, prosecuting attorney, nobody wants to convict my son. Nobody wants to convict this kid. Give us manslaughter. We'll plead to that and we'll go away. Give him 10 years. He do 5. He out. My son still has a life. But
you do know they would have had to give him some of the money that they raised, right? So they rather him go to jail so they can spend it all.
No.
Brian.
That's crazy.
Brian.
Hold on. So that should have been the play because of the evidence. But you have a lot of other factors. Like you said, we didn't got this shit ton of money. We got all these people rallying behind us saying, yeah, y'all can get him off. Y'all can get him off. And that fucking attorney, which was a piss poor attorney at the end of the day, there's no way he should have done that. But he saw this is a case to help build my career. I'm the attorney that defended this kid. He didn't give a fuck about that kid.
Because I know my son. My son is no murderer. My son didn't intend to hurt anyone. My son was defending himself, and that's what hurt so bad.
God will tell us all.
Yeah.
We don't know when, but yeah, it's
just been praying and keeping the faith.
Because
he thought he was Johnny Cochran.
He thought, there you go. He thought he gonna be the next Johnny.
I'm gonna get a video for y'all.
Yep.
Hold on.
He should have been like, hey man, look, I understand what y'all want. Let me tell y'all what we can get. Because what the fuck you want is for this nigga to get off scot-free, not in fucking Frisco, Texas. Shit ain't happening.
And on the only reason Johnny Cochran went opposite of what Shapiro wanted was because he said, at OJ's age, even if we accept this deal, he ain't getting out. So there's no reason for us not to go to trial.
Johnny knew
all the way.
And Johnny knew, like he said, Johnny knew the evidence was fucked up. The evidence was tainted. Johnny knew we got a fucking cop that led this fucking investigation that is a known fucking racist. That's why he told motherfucking Darn.
I think that all came out later. I think at the beginning he took the case and told him I can do different than Shapiro because Shapiro wanted him to plead, but pleading was still life.
Exactly. So he had that gamble. Hell yeah, I'm gonna take that gamble because, like he said, if I go to jail, I'm gone for good. But I got a chance. We got to shake them dice and hope for the best.
But this Karmelo,
not with he was. Year-old kid, man. Ain't no way I do that.
Yeah, you don't play with his life. And like you said.
Yeah, because it's like he still has a chance at a life as opposed to me going up against life. I'm not gonna do that. They shouldn't have done that.
But Brian, but you got. I got you easy. But you got to bring in that he has to accept that deal too. Now,
yes,
they
did.
The lawyer can come and tell him, hey, we got manslaughter. You might be dead in the water.
Corey got a point. And what if the family and the public overrode the lawyer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Ain't no what if.
No, the mother.
Oh, Easy said that's what happened. He said Easy said ain't no what if. That's what happened.
I would have to say so because after the court and everything, the court proceedings, they had the family out there on TV and shit. And I ain't really see no men out there representing him. I only seen women. So that let me know right
women
now. Fuck that.
No,
and that's why he had a knife at a track meet.
But his mama ran the show. I just want to ask you a question because you're one of the smartest people I know, right? So what you're saying is people have to be receptive of what you're saying. You're talking about the full circle and us backing niggas. Give me one example of when niggas got that amount of money and they did the right thing. Niggas don't do the first thing we do. They went and bought a fucking house, a $500,000 house with the money that we raised for him instead of saying, I need to get my son to
Wait, I know you're fucking lying.
No.
Yeah, they did. They did that
immediately.
You
are fucking lying.
No.
They did that immediately.
They did immediately. Yes, I was just about to say.
They did that shit immediately.
What did you say?
They did this shit.
My
whole point is we're talking about standing behind motherfuckers who full of shit. That's why I say my emotional intelligence has to stay intact.
Bro, they literally threw this nigga away. They went and bought a house. Are you serious?
His mama,
he was doomed from the jump.
The show. They went and bought a $500,000 house.
Yes.
With the money.
That's why I also said. That's why I also said they stupid for spending money on a lawyer because they spent all that money on a house. Why would they spend the money on a lawyer knowing he guilty? They should just use the fucking public defender. They just say somebody.
Hold on, here's the kicker. Mind you, they're living in Frisco, Texas, which is one of the most affluent neighborhoods in Texas. I wanted to live.
Frisco,
when I moved here, I was looking
$1 million houses.
Either Plano or Frisco, which is right next to each other. And that was the thing. And that's why people were like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all already live in Frisco. Why are y'all buying another big ass house and cars?
About a big dumbass house.
And did the nigga win the lottery shit. First thing I'm doing is buy this big ass house. Then I'm gonna go buy this brand new Escalade. That's what I'm doing.
That's what they did. Yes, man. And then you can put your other hand up there because that's what the fuck they did.
Jim Lane stood outside the courtroom all week long, publicly saying if he walk out of there innocent, they're gonna shoot him in the head. So I sit in my prayer closet, God said that's why I had to let him be guilty. They were gonna kill him. They were gonna kill him, homie. They were gonna kill that baby. They was gonna kill him. They made declarations outside of the courtroom. And what was black people online arguing about each other? This family have moved 8 times in less than 2 years from death threats. They got so serious, they found out what kind of car Karmelo Anthony drives. He drives a red Jeep. They started riding and scavenging neighborhoods looking for the Jeep.
I cannot believe this.
Yes. That's why I can't get behind niggas and nothing they got going on.
Bro, this is so foul.
Tommy, I know you want to go, but that's why I stay on the side of right. That's why I want to analyze the facts. That's why I want to know.
Thank you.
If I can only be accountable for me. If them white people want to go back Chud the Builder, well, I hope Chud the Builder finds a nice big black dick to hop on when he go to jail.
Hey, come get this nigga, man.
And calling them out their name just because you want a fucking internet buzz. Fuck you, and you wanted to provoke all of that other shit. The same way, I'm only accountable for me, but the same way that motherfucker fucked up is the same way I'm gonna hold Karmelo accountable also for what he did. And I've tried to call balls and strikes. I tried to call him right down the middle.
Oh, Beard Gang, what you say?
Yo, my man. Yeah, peace. You know, he was influenced by his friends and he was afraid to get punked. Looked at it as a punk by his friends if he didn't stab or shoot that dude.
But you got a point on that there's a thing, and I want to point this out, and I'll throw it back to you, Beard Gang. The movie, I don't know why this is my favorite line when they say free Carl Lee and then white people start saying fry Carl Lee. and
Time to kill, baby.
A Time to Kill, right? In the Time to Kill, do y'all remember what happened when they raised all that money for Carl Lee, and the NAACP came in and was trying to do like this is a movie, but they were gonna do fuck shit with it because they said, "Oh, he gonna go to jail anyway, but we gonna use this money to do something else."
And your wife and your kids while you gone.
Yep.
Try to sweet talk him into sacrificing.
They was willing to sacrifice him.
Yep.
So they could have the money that was raised for themselves.
Yep. And he talking about, so you gonna give it to this cracker? He like, whoa. I thought that money was for me, for my legal. They thought that was for my fucking representation. What's going on?
That's like them taking a plea deal, having him take a plea deal so that he can go to jail and they take the money. That's crazy.
That's exactly what they was gonna do.
But that's what we do to Easy.
Are these women getting shamed? Is his mama getting shamed?
Should have took a plea deal.
Why is we clapping her ass online talking crazy about her?
No, they are consoling
black woman.
Yes, just
they
like
are sitting telling we got your back.
What's the kid that got shot 13 times in Chicago by the police officer?
You say, Laquan McDonald.
Laquan McDonald. Just like Laquan McDonald. Niggas overlooked the fact that this nigga was a ward of the state. Niggas overlooked the fact that the city paid this nigga mama, who didn't have nothing to do with him, threw him away as a fucking kid, gave this bitch $5 million. And nobody said nothing. Like, well, damn, bitch, what the fuck are we doing here?
She hadn't even seen Laquan McDonald.
She had not even seen. Yes, she had been committed. Her son was a fucking ward of the state. And she still got paid, and they still tried to make it an issue. It's like there's no way you get damn near close to $1 million, and y'all didn't think to get not one or two fucking experts, fucking psychologists to come in and say, my son was emotionally disturbed. You could have played this shit so differently, but y'all wanted to bet on the black card.
Brian, they doing it. Brian, they doing it in the comment section. They brought up Tamir Rice. They brought up that the mother, all this is some of this shit. A lot of this shit is up in Chicago where you and Corey and my man Easy from. You remember what happened? I did this story and they tried to get mad at me, told me them niggas was gonna come kill me. When I did that story, that young boy that got shot, and I talked about his mother who took the money and went to Vegas and bought a car.
Bought a car and a motherfucking purse and went to Vegas.
I remember, they told you don't come to Vegas. I remember, don't come to Vegas, nigga.
Damn. With the black girl, I can't remember how she got killed. But
Chicago too. Say
all the money, and she shut up, and now the money gone, and she out butt naked.
Her mama, you know what I said? We live. Remember, Brian? We used to say, "Hey, live."
Yeah,
you talking about the girl that died in the hotel? Her mama that money, that's her daughter and her friends, and then fucked her around. They the ones fucked her around and got a
no. But what Wellen is saying is the mama got paid.
Mama got paid,
and she was quiet until the money ran out.
Yep. She tried to when the money ran out. She tried to get paid again. She tried to put it down in front of the hotel.
Yep.
Kanika Jenkins is a name. I remember that. And guess what? You should have seen how many people came to grift off that shit. They wanted the notoriety that came off that shit. This is why. Now, all of them, we can sit there and say them white boys are doing the same thing. They're doing all that. Okay, cool. But this is what we deal with. You see that the parents are getting over on it. And think about this, right? All right, who's the guy that Daniel Penny, right? He was acquitted for holding him.
Oh, I forgot his name, but yes.
But think about it. You didn't see his family. He was homeless. You didn't see his family. He had nowhere to stay. He couldn't come stay with them. Maybe it was a problem with them. All right. He had nowhere to stay. He was going through the trains and doing all this other stuff. But guess what? When it was time for a lawsuit, where were they at? They all are there. Laquan McDonald family came there. My baby, they killed my baby.
They just
Sandra Bland.
They
wouldn't bail this woman out of jail for $500.
Don't know because she gets a
you are working the middle, girl.
Version of it, but
working the middle.
They knew this bitch was crazy. They knew she had mental issues, and they knew that she went to jail, and all she needed was $500, and all of her family was like, "Fuck you, we're done." And then when she died,
that money.
they all them same motherfuckers
all got the money
right back and said, say her name. Y'all killed her. Y'all did this. Y'all shouldn't have did. Y'all white folks always killing us. Nobody protected
She
black
called
women.
them.
Y'all wouldn't even
She
protect the
called
black
them and
women.
they
Y'all
told
niggas black.
girl, we ain't got nothing for you. Yes.
Here's even more though. Here's even more. George Floyd family didn't have nothing to do with him
at all.
Until he died.
Yep.
Until he died, and that's my son, and y'all killed my son, and there's money to be made off of that shit.
He was living in a dope house with 2 other crackheads, 2 other people.
Yep.
He was out here doing porn. You know how bad it got to be for a nigga to do porn.
You know what?
Right.
Yeah.
Karmelo Anthony getting 35 years for taking Austin Metcalf's life was a slap on the wrist, and I'm offended. Because since when do you get to take someone's life and get 35 years? And then he'll be eligible for parole at like 17 and a half years. And so for all of the people that are going to come in the comments with all your nonsense, save it, because we watched it on TV yesterday where you guys were in front of the Collin County courthouse throwing yourselves on the ground, screaming that it was not justice. And Cardi B, the fact that you have anything to say, you should be quiet, because we're sick of hearing from celebrities. This kid needed to learn consequences, and that whole race card is not a thing. Why is it, and I'm gonna say it, why is it that black people always want to defend black criminals and then use the race card? Doesn't matter what color his skin is. He had a weapon he brought to that track meet. He was told many times prior not to bring it, and he brought it. And even if the 2 boys got into a scuffle, when was it appropriate that he had to take out a weapon and take this kid's life? It was never appropriate, and it's called a consequence. So before you guys get to protesting in the street and doing a George Floyd point two, keep it. Because the majority of the people in this country feel like that 35-year sentence was a slap on the wrist. It doesn't matter what color his skin is. He could be purple. He took someone's life over a seat under a tent at a track meet he had no business being at. So save all the tears and all of the dramatics of you women throwing yourselves on the ground, screaming that he was found guilty. He's not even your kid. But of course, all the black people will come together and defend this and say that his sentence was unfair and that the whole thing was based on race. The only race that was involved was the fact that a black kid took a white kid's life.
Don't forget to hit that like button, hype the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. I want to know what y'all think about this conversation and the thoughts expressed on that panel. Catch you on the next one, man.